EV startup Canoo seems to have been caught in a little bit of a fib. Welcome back to All Cars, y'all. I am John. I have not talked about Canoo for a long time. This is an EV startup started in California, trying to build a plant over in Oklahoma, and they always seem to be about one financial quarter away from bankruptcy. And I used to do numerous updates about the company because I quite like what they're trying to do with their products. They've got a cool little van, they've got a light delivery vehicle, and a pretty awesome truck that I would love to see hit production, but they have a terrible press department. They never really give out any good information other than some teasers. Once in a while they come out saying that, Walmart's placed an order when it's a tentative order. There hasn't been a lot of activity and not a lot of communication other than the fact the stock price has tanked. In full disclosure, I do own a few shares. Well, they just haven't been able to get to production. It's always somewhere in the future. Well, the rumblings is that in November, they were actually going to start producing with no real promise as to how many really are going to be delivered. But Canoo had a press release the other day saying that they've made their first delivery to Oklahoma. Oklahoma agreed to purchase a few of the Canoo vehicles, and Oklahoma's really helped the company, give them a lot of tax benefits and things like that to get their plant up and running. But then, our friends over at InsideEVs, they wrote an article about it, and Oklahoma actually reached out to them and said, wait a minute, we haven't bought any, and we haven't had any deliveries yet. That's the entire update, is that this company I want to see get in production. They say they have, I don't even remember how many orders ready to be produced, and they just did a little teaser of a new design for their pickup truck, which is based on a prototype vehicle they actually sent to the Army for testing. Looks kind of cool in my eyes, but where's the disconnect that they came out with a press release that said, yeah, we've made our first delivery, and then the state says, no, we haven't received anything. What's going on over there? That's really the entire update. Now, they did have their recent third quarter earnings call, and I won't cover the whole thing. I read through it briefly. Basically, they have about $8 million in the bank, and another $45 million are going to be injected, but they have stemmed their losses a little bit. 9 months of 2022, they lost $407 million, and this time they only lost, I think it was $270. So they've improved on that part, but they've got to get to production. They've got to start delivering vehicles, and I don't know what the purpose is here of saying they delivered, but then the state disagrees with them. And maybe we can play with the words a little bit, because the press release from Canoo says we are delivering a vehicle. Maybe it's a forward-looking statement, but they still haven't come out and said definitively, here's when we're starting production and the first vehicles will be released on X. Again, the scuttlebutt has been they're going to start production in November. Don't say what year, but they're going to start in November. Don't you think that a company that was getting off the ground and theoretically having their equipment in place to start this would be like, we're running our first batch, we're going to deliver them in 2 weeks, and use that to create the press, to have some optimism around it, instead of being caught in what looks like, optimistically, a white lie. Let me know what you think below, guys. I appreciate you being here.